Hi everybody, it's Brian for GadgetUnit.com, and in this video I'll be bringing you a brief video review of the Speck SmartShell 13-inch MacBook Air case. You can pick this up in a glossy finish that I have here, or you can pick it up in sort of a satin finish, each of which are available for $50. You could also get it in a wide variety of colors, and if you don't have a MacBook Air, if you have a MacBook Pro for example, they do have cases for those as well. I'd also like to thank Speck for sending this over to me for review. Now if you're wondering, compared to the see-through satin, or the see-through in general, I think that case is a little bit more thicker than the SmartShell, and I think that those are the only differences between them. And they are the same price, so I would definitely opt to get the thinner options. So here's the packaging that you see here. Obviously the case is not in here, and this just tells you a little bit more about the product itself. In the upper right corner we have a Speck Authentic sticker there, so you know that you're not getting a counterfeit product. When I actually got this, there was no tape or anything covering this portion here, so the top part of the case itself was actually coming out of it, so that was a little odd. I think that they could update the packaging just a little bit. So you are able to pick something up for a bit cheaper than this from other websites, similar products, not specifically the Speck version, but with those you aren't guaranteed quality or warranty, and those are things that a lot of people might want to have, which would be the case for me. So here is my MacBook Air. I already have the case installed. I didn't take it off for the video because I really like the setup that I have now, and I don't want to have to take it off, clean the insides again, make sure all the debris is out, because that's one thing you want to make sure that you're doing when you actually install this, is to make sure everything is clean, both your MacBook Air as well as the inside and the outside of the two pieces of the case. So here's the top portion. You can see the Speck logo in the upper right, so when your lid is actually open, the Speck logo will be able to be seen by others and read accordingly. This is the red version, and it makes your MacBook Air look really slick, at least in my opinion. Obviously I went for the red one, and because of the sort of metallic finish to the MacBook Air's lid, it naturally looks like you have a metallic red case on here, but it's actually just plain solid red, glossy of course. Here is what the bottom looks like. I have Insomnia X running on my Air right now, which is actually recording the audio portion. I have my microphone plugged in through that USB port. And here is the bottom portion. We have 4 feet here to keep your MacBook Air elevated and planted neatly onto a surface. There are several points of contact throughout both the bottom piece as well as the top piece to make sure that the case is properly held onto your device. I'll show you some of those now. So here on the top of the lid, or the top piece, you can see a clip there, so that clips onto the back of your lid. There's also two on the sides, same for the other side. But for the bottom panel, I noticed that you don't have any clips along the bottom part of your MacBook Air. It would have been nice if there were a couple, maybe one here and maybe one here, because this bottom portion can actually move around a bit. So as you can see here, it's easily bendable, so debris can actually get in there and maybe cause some damage to the bottom plate of your MacBook Air. So a couple of clips along this side would have been nice, but they do have clips everywhere else, so that's something to note. For the lid, let me show you that. You have a couple on the left side, a couple on the right side, and you also have one along the top right here, right above where your camera would be. Now because this is the glossy version, I didn't get the satin version, but the glossy version here looks really nice, especially from a distance. In most lighting conditions, it really does make your MacBook Air stand out, especially compared to people who don't have a case or people who are using non-Apple computers. This really does make your notebook stand out. But because this is the glossy version, it does show scratches pretty easily. I'm not too sure if my camera can pick them up, but there are definitely plenty of scratches along the lid, I guess from the way I slid it in and out of my backpack or something. It's also able to hold on to fingerprints fairly easily. You should hopefully be able to see those at least. So you might want to clean this off every so often. I have yet to take the case off of my MacBook Air after I installed it. Everything is perfect the way I want it. The inside is completely clean. I don't want to take it off and risk more debris getting under there, and it just takes longer to clean when everything is already set up properly now. So the Speck SmartShell for the 13-inch MacBook Air is a great case. Speck is definitely the go-to leader when it comes to these particular types of cases for MacBooks, and the price is definitely up there. I think that $35 would be much more reasonable for this. What I notice is that the price for the 11-inch version isn't any cheaper. even though it uses less materials because the 11-inch MacBook Air is physically smaller, it still costs the same price as it would for a larger product, which is a little bit odd. But if you are willing to spend money to protect your device, definitely go with one of Speck's cases. Their quality, you get a warranty, you get support, and those types of things, and that's probably important to a lot of people. And that's it with my review of the Speck SmartShell. I enjoy it. It looks great. And this has definitely been a great product for me to check out. I really do enjoy it. And that's it with this video. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback about this or anything else, feel free to leave those down below in the comments area. But that's it with the video. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll talk to you all very soon.